Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome again to Verified Soul. Now, there is a resurgence in conversation about the passport rule. And the passport rule might be back in the DV lottery application. But is it true, or is it a speculation, or what has just happened? Let's discuss this in this video. Earlier this month, there was put forward a new notice of rulemaking by the US State Department. And this notice proposed that the passport rule be brought back during the application of the DV lottery. This re-establishment of the passport rule comes with a new layer of security, that this time around, the applicant would not only be required to have a passport number, but also to upload scanned biographical and signature pages of the passport. Of course, the government gave its reasons as to why they want to introduce this rule. And the first one is to prevent fraudulent applications. And one of the fraudulent applications involved multiple application of a single individual. And the other one, of course, is for third parties not to take a person's details and use to apply for the DV lottery without the consent of the applicant. But is this the very first time? No, as majority of you know that in the year 2019, there was the introduction of the passport rule during the application. And remember, at that time, it was still under the Trump's administration. And in that rule, it required that people have the passport during the application. And the passport should not be expired. It should be unexpired. But during that time, it was just introduced and did not follow the correct procedures. But this time around, they want to follow the correct procedure. What was wrong with the procedure at that time? That procedure required public participation. That rule, before it was implemented, should have gone through the public participation and then afterward decision making before it is introduced into the DV lottery application. And remember, in the year 2022, or the DV lottery 2022, people applied using the passport, but during that process, the DV lottery 2022, it was scrapped off because a lawyer found out that shortcoming, that the rule did not follow the full procedure. And therefore, he filed a case, a lawsuit, and he was successful, and the passport rule was scrapped off. Now, this time around, that notice of the proposition of rulemaking of re-establishment of the passport rule is following the correct procedure. It was put forward earlier this month, and it is already out there for public participation, and we expect it to end around slightly past the mid of September, and no one knows. They might force it on the upcoming DV Lottery 2027 or the DV Lottery 2028, because there must be time to go through the information collected by the government and reviewing it before implementing this rule. And between the mid of the month of September to the start of the DV Lottery 2027 might be very short. But who knows? Anything can happen. They can do it as quickly as possible and introduce it in the DV Lottery 2027, or the time might be too short for them to do that, and therefore make it apply in the DV Lottery 2028. But we just need to wait and see. So what happens if this rule is implemented? We know there will be a diverse effect, especially to the number of applicants, because not many people have the passport ready for that application, and therefore it would require individuals to apply for the passports. And we know in some countries the process of acquiring a passport might take so long, and therefore they might miss the application of the DV Lottery 2027. That would simply mean that the number of applicants would drastically drop. Remember, in the previous introduction of that rule in the year 2019, the applicants for the DV Lottery 2021 reduced with a very huge number. In fact, around 6 million only applied for that DV lottery. And of course, application for a passport requires some cash. And these charges might be huge to some people. I know it's not a big amount to some other people, but to some people, it might be a huge amount. And therefore, they would end up not applying. Or if they apply, they would require to incur that cost. As I come to the end of this discussion, let me make these few remarks. Number one, since you are dreaming of one time being in the United States, I would recommend that you just acquire a passport. Not basically because of this reason, but just have it ready with you. After all, the passport takes a long time before it expires. So you never know when you can have your chance to be there. So have your passport. And if they introduce this rule, then you'll be ready to apply. Number two, remember, if this rule is successfully implemented, the reduction in the number of applicants means an increase in the chances of those who would have applied getting selected. So reduction in number means higher chances significantly of you getting selected if you participate in the application. And finally, a third one is that if this rule is implemented, many people that were expecting to apply will not be able to because of lack of that passport document. And what is your take? Is this rule good or bad? Does it come as an advantage or as a disadvantage? That is for you to gauge. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Don't forget to share with your friends, and let's meet in the next video.